Good morning, guys. This is just going to be an audio, and I've never done one of these before, I don't think. So I might do it wrong, whatever. I just need to explain what happened to me yesterday because it is such a huge moment of clarity for Divine Feminines that I can't stop thinking about it until I share it with you. So if you're here for, to watch a tarot reading, you can click off, but I think it is a super important message and I feel very passionate about it. So put your headphones in, lay back, or just drive to work, whatever you're doing. So I don't even know really how to start. Yesterday, while I was at work, I was contacted at my office. I'm the boss there, and we had to go into lockdown. Why, you ask? Because there was an active shooter on the loose, and they were, on our block, right? So all the businesses were shut down. This guy, killed a police officer. He was stealing vehicles. Like, he didn't even have the decency to ask, hey, can I have your car? He was just shooting people, killing people, putting them in the hospital. So while we're on lockdown, we're listening to the scanner, right? And this girl that worked down the road from me, she was hijacked, okay? She was hijacked. This man stole her car, made her stay in it. So it was a hostage situation. And they found her, they could not find them for hours, okay? And they found her phone in the middle of a field, like an hour away from my work. So we were safe, but all I could think about was that poor girl, because how terrifying, right? My point is that she went to work that morning thinking she was just going to work, right? The police officer went to work and he probably didn't realize, hey, I'm going to get killed today. Somebody else, he stole somebody's truck who was at a gas station. They were just getting gas and he shot them. But that poor girl, I could feel her terrified energy. And she was so close to where I was that, if I was on my lunch break or anything, that could have been me. And I had this huge moment of clarity, like life can change in the blink of an eye and you don't even realize it. Life can change so quickly and life is so short. Thank gosh the girl's okay. But with that guy killing people and shooting them, she could have definitely not been okay. That could have been her last day alive. And the question that formulated in my mind was, does she live her life in fear? When you're in a hostage situation, I can only imagine the thoughts that are crossing your mind. Like, I'm probably going to die today. Am I happy with how my life has been? Have I done everything that I could do to be happy and fulfilled? And, or am I just living this miserable existence, being sad and depressed and nothing going my way? Or so I think. And it really, really brought me to the conclusion about the twin flame journey. And I say that because I get so many emails and DMs on Instagram and, Facebook messages and my Facebook group and the closed Facebook group that I have and on YouTube. And the Divine Feminines right now are so sad, like so emotional. They have literally lost hope. Their minds are racing like this is never going to happen. They're so afraid. And it's to a point where it's like I can try to say whatever I need to say and, try to build confidence and like you need to trust and believe. And I know that gets so annoying after you hear it for so long, right? I've been on the journey for over 5 years. So I understand, especially when you're in that energy of this fucking sucks. Nothing's changing. Yes, my masculine came forward and said something to me, but like nothing is still changing, right? And you lose your patience and you just get in this place of being angry and hopeless and very depressed, and you're not living your life. You're not living your life at all. So I ask, if you were to die tomorrow, literally, because any of us could, and we just don't have any idea, are you happy with how you ended your life? Or are you upset that you have, for the last month, 6 months, the last 2 years, been constantly thinking about this person who just keeps coming up, constantly feeling this pain of betrayal and your soul not being with you? Because believe me, I'm not saying don't feel the pain. I still feel the pain sometimes. And it just hits you out of nowhere. And I understand that, and I understand the journey so well. But this really brought it into perspective that your life could end or something tragic could happen, and your life is no way, shape, or form of how you knew it as of that morning, right? So on my way home after this all happened, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I live in so much fear. And the journey really is about self-love, right? I know, again, people hate hearing that because you do have this 3D person that you're head over heels in love with, and it's painful watching them be with somebody else and not you, and you don't understand. And all your 3D emotions and thinking, oh, don't get me started on the thinking. Thinking is your own worst enemy, okay? But it's like we get in these places in our 3D selves and we forget that the whole point of the twin flame journey is to love yourself and is to not be afraid. But I realized I am afraid of so many things, and that would be why I'm not in union. And, someone could say potentially, well, how do you know that'll get us in union? The point is you're right. I'm not in union. I don't know 100%, but I do know that if I'm going to use this journey and me loving somebody so much, I'm going to use it for the better instead of me sitting around being depressed and hopeless, like this is never going to happen, okay? Because I know for a fact that your divine masculine loves you. I know my divine masculine loves me. It's not about the love. It's about the loving yourself. It has nothing to do with you. And what divine feminines do, we get in this place of we completely forget our soul space, right? Where our masculine is with us. And we go into this place of 3D thinking, well, they're not with me in the regular world every day, so they must not love me. They must not care about me. They're with somebody else. They choose that person over me. And it's just so far from the truth that it's exhausting. It is truly exhausting. So then on my way home, I know I'm all over the place. On my way home from driving from work, I have a pretty long drive, but sometimes I ask my masculine, play me a song. Like, what do I need to hear right now? And I don't know if anybody else does that or if I'm just fucking weird, whatever. Usually what happens is when he plays me a song, it's something that I really need to hear in that moment, right? Like if I need, encouragement, it'll be a song about encouragement. If I need, to feel loved by him in that moment, that's what the song is about. Or if I, am afraid or whatever, that's what the song is about. So I asked, about the song, and the song that came on was All I Know So Far by Pink. Now, I don't know how old this song is, but it's on my Pandora. The way that my Pandora is set up, this song shouldn't have been on that channel, okay? So I know 100% that I was meant to hear this song. And I listened to it, in the form of my divine masculine telling me. And I want you to listen to it because it is such a very powerful song. The song is about really being yourself and to stop being afraid. Why are we so afraid of everything? And you might say, I'm not afraid of anything. But you really are, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be in the space that you are right now, right? So I want you to listen to this song. It is, when I heard it, right, I got goosebumps. It came to the chorus. I got goosebumps all over my body. It was like an electric shock through my whole body. And I'm driving down the interstate and I just burst into tears and I cried this entire song. And maybe I'm just too emotional right now, but I don't like to think so because of what happened that yesterday morning. And then hearing this song and knowing that I was supposed to hear this song and to really start loving myself and to stop being afraid of everything. When I say I'm afraid, I really am afraid of everything. I know it doesn't seem like it, by what you know of me on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, right? I come off as like I'm a badass, and I am for the most part. But when I am at home, right, I feel so afraid because I'm by myself. And it's not I'm afraid because I'm lonely or alone. I physically feel unsafe all of the time, unless there is a male presence with me. Okay. So I was just talking to Melissa and I was telling her, like, is there something in my house? Because every time I, turn a corner or I walk by a room, I feel somebody staring at me. And it's so scary. There is an old lady, the old lady who died here. Well, she didn't die in my house, but she used to live here. She's here. And when I feel her energy, it's always very calming. So I know that it's her. But this energy, it was very, very different. And she told me, there's nothing in your house. It is just your mind. Like, I freak myself out for no reason at all. I don't even know where this comes from. I think it's because my mom installed so many fears within me when I was younger. Hey, if you go out by yourself, you're going to get kidnapped. Hey, don't be around men alone because you're going to get raped. And I didn't have a very healthy childhood. It was very abusive and scary. And I'm sure that played a part into it. My point is that when I was driving home, this happened the night before, I was talking to her and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why am I so afraid? Like, I can't even stand to be in my house alone because I'm so afraid. And she said, okay, well, drive down your lane, go in your house, tell me exactly how you feel, where you feel it, whatever. Before, I have like a 2.5 mile dirt lane, okay, before you get to my house. And it's pitch black, there's no lights, and it's surrounded by woods, all right? So maybe I'm the only freak show who thinks this way, but every time I drive down this lane, I'm terrified. I am absolutely terrified. And I don't know why, but so many things play in my head, like, oh my God, I'm going to turn this corner, someone's going to be standing there, I'm going to get murdered. And it's just nonstop. So I thought to myself, before I start driving down my lane, I called my masculine into me, okay? Like, literally, I need you to be here with me so I'm not afraid. And I felt him, like, go into me. It was the really weirdest experience. And I drove down the lane, and then I walked into my house. And usually, even when I'm outside, because I'm on 22 acres in the middle of nowhere, okay? So when I'm outside, it's pitch black. Your mind, you're looking around, you're like, oh my God, you start freaking out. But I drove down the lane and I was fine. I got out of my car. I was outside. I walked in my house. Usually when I walk in my house, I stop at the door because I am literally have so much fear. And then I just run to get my dog, right? So I can feel some kind of protection. It's very weird. I don't know why I'm like this. But I asked for my masculine to be with me, okay? So I drive down the lane, I get out, and I walk to my door, and I open my door and I feel fine. And I walk in my house, and usually I don't go to the living room. I don't go to the kitchen, especially when I'm here alone. My kids, they're with their dad. So, they're not here. So it's just me in this big house, just me and my dog. And so I'm walking through, picking up stuff, cleaning up stuff, and I feel so strong and so calm. And I know it's because I called my masculine to me. Now, this gets me to my other point, divine feminines. We on a 3D level let our emotions and thoughts take over, and we forget the entire spiritual aspect of a twin flame. All right. Your masculine is with you all of the time. I didn't need to call my divine masculine into me. He was already there. I just needed to say that out loud because I came to the understanding that he wasn't there, right? Because my 3D thinking made me believe like I have to call him in. I don't. He is already within me, and I can feel strong all the time, and I can feel unafraid all the time if I remember from my soul space that I am already with my masculine. Now, I know if you're even still listening, congratulations. The whole point of this is you are already one with your masculine. And you need to know that, and you need to believe that, and you need to stop letting your mind and your emotions, because those are just a part of you, you guys. You can observe those things. You need to get in your soul space, and that is where your divine masculine is all the time. And you know what? Since I have done this, since I have felt that peace and calm and safeness from him without him being here in the 3D, my masculine's married, okay? I don't even care. Like, whatever, stay there because you're already with me. And I feel completely different than I felt before coming to this understanding, okay? But if you try to do this, hopefully, keep trying it, but it will get you out of this place of feeling so hopeless and feeling like you don't matter and like you're not enough and you just love this person so much, and why would the universe dangle this person in your face if you weren't supposed to be with them? And that's just not true. The universe wouldn't do that. God, spirit, source, whatever you want to call it. They're not going to dangle somebody in your face and say, haha, I know you love this person so much, but not in this lifetime. I personally believe if you meet your twin in this lifetime, you are destined to be with your twin if you can shift your energy and grow and learn. And when you get to this place, divine feminine, of not being afraid to really live your life, to tell that, like, I hate confrontation, right? I'm the boss at my work, and I hate when I have to have meetings with my employees because I feel like it's confrontation, because they're defensive, because I'm criticizing them, right? Constructive criticism. But I have to do those things, and it scares the shit out of me. It makes me so uncomfortable. I hate doing it. But that's just because in my childhood, I wasn't allowed to, share my opinion or criticism. Otherwise, something very bad would happen, right? I had to be very quiet and not really talk, because if I did, I was so afraid that I was going to get beat too. Okay. So, I know that stems from childhood, and you will start to realize the little tiny things that you do or that make you uncomfortable, they're really wounds. Like, it's not a part of your personality. It's not, though, that's just who I am. No, it's not who you are. That's who you were made to believe. And that was your defense mechanism while you were growing up, because you felt like you needed to survive. Well, now that you're an adult, you don't just have to survive. You need to start living your life, because it could end tomorrow. And you need to start feeling like your masculine is with you, because they are. They're with you all the time, every single step of the way. You can talk to them whenever you want. You can feel them. You can know that they're there to protect you and love you. You don't need them in the 3D. Yes, that would be great and wonderful and lovely, but that comes later. Once you get to a point where you're not afraid anymore and you're making the best choices for yourself, and you're loving people and you're helping people and you're open to all love, right? Like, I just recently had this man ask me out on a date, right? I was with my karmic for 13 years, a very toxic, abusive relationship. And I am so afraid to go on a date because for a lot of reasons, I don't want to open myself up. I don't want to be hurt. Noticed that I'm like, well, if my masculine comes, then I will choose him and I will hurt this other person. But we have to understand that anybody we meet on this journey is meant to help us grow in a way that nobody else can, right? And we are meant to help that person. So if I end up hurting this person, it's for a reason, for their own growth, all right? So I've decided that I'm going to go on a date. I mean, what's it going to hurt, right? But I've been so afraid that I just keep telling him, no, and have all these reasons and excuses. And this isn't just in love, you guys, like every aspect of your life. Toxic parents. A lot of people believe that if your parents are toxic, you have to just deal with it because they're your parents. And that's just not the truth. If you have a toxic family member, you do not have to engage in that and be put down and do all these things for them because they're your family. Like, you can cut them off. You can set boundaries. So, I know this is very long. We need to set boundaries with everybody. We need to love ourselves enough to choose ourselves in every situation, as long as you're not hurting, anybody in a malicious, bad way. We need to understand that our divine masculines are actually with us right now. You need to feel that love and that sense of security and safeness, because then you're not even going to care what they're doing in the 3D, because it doesn't matter. Let them live their lives. Believe me, they will be back. Okay, they will eventually, once you know that you're together and you feel it all the time and you're not afraid and you're living your life, they're going to do the same thing, because you guys are the same soul. You always do the same thing. So if you're constantly in sadness and doubt and fear, guess what? That transfers to your masculine, and he's in sadness, darkness, and fear, but you place it in your life how it needs to be placed, right? Like I said yesterday in my post, I don't remember if it was on Instagram or YouTube, but it said, your masculine right now is feeling like, I can't keep going on with how my life is right now because it's just such a burden. I can't do it. I can't keep lying and not being happy. That transfers to you, divine feminine, but it doesn't come off that way. It comes to you in a way of, I can't keep moving forward in this journey, because your whole life is the journey, right? Their life is, oh my God, I have this third party situation. I'm making all these bad choices. I need to heal. So that's how they place that. But those emotions, when they transfer to you, that energy, you place it in, I can't keep moving forward in the journey. So it's the same energy. You just place it in a different space to where it means something different, but it's really just the same. So my challenge to you is to stop crying, get out of this hopelessness that you are in. Obviously, if you're not in that space, good for you. I'm happy for you. That part isn't for you. Make sure you stay in that space and really start to live your life, because life is so, so short and it could be gone tomorrow. All right, guys, I love you. I'm not even going to re-listen to this because I can't handle the sound of my own voice. So hopefully it sounds okay. And I love you and have a good day.